Old school, homemade, fresh-baked pastries. House-rolled pasta is the essence of where we are today. Really look forward to going back, and we're going to meet Paul, who's going to show us how he makes his house-made gelato right here at Valentino's. So we're in the underbelly here at Valentino's restaurant in Westdale. Paul, thank you so much for bringing me back here behind the scenes. You told me you were making gelato, but you wouldn't tell me why or which kind. So what are we making? You're killing me here.
We're making hazelnut gelato today.
I love hazelnut. Okay, so show me how you pull this together here at Valentino's.
Okay, well, first off, we have our equal parts milk and water. That's all our liquid.
Okay.
We have our sugar.
Yeah.
And our stabilizer.
Okay.
So we're going to pour this in, and we're going to whisk it together.
Okay. So sugar right in.
The stabilizer.
Your stabilizer. Now, what's the purpose of the stabilizer that you put in here? Why are you doing this?
The stabilizer acts as an agent to smooth out the gelato, not make it rock hard, easy to scoop.
Oh, okay. So in essence, it's just keeping it from, it's keeping the consistency pure, which in my opinion is really the ultimate distinction in gelato.
Exactly. So as soon as we get this together, we're going to bring it over to the stove.
Right.
Bring it up to a simmer.
Yep.
So the sugar and the stabilizer melts, and then we'll add our hazelnut spread.
Okay.
All right.
So it's that simple.
It's that simple.
The aroma in this room right now, combined with the bakery that you have going on, is literally torture for someone like me.
Excellent.
This is gorgeous.
We're going to whisk it together.
So when you bring the milk and the sugar and stuff up to a boil, it helps to give everything a nice sort of smooth consistency, and you have all of your components there. Now, is this the finished product?
That is the finished product right there.
Okay, so this, I gotta take a look at this. So this is the mix that has been simmered. Everything's combined, hazelnut, and then it's been chilled.
Yes.
And are we ready to
We're ready.
Oh.
So give it a nice quick whisk.
So we're pouring right in. Is this the color it's going to stay when it's finished?
Yes.
Fantastic.
It'll become a little darker once it's frozen.
Okay.
Okay, so we just close the lid. We put our freeze on. And turn. Now we wait for 11 minutes.
11 minutes, that's it.
That's it.
That is awesome. The great thing about gelato and the way these machines work is the fact that it's this chilled drum. It's completely chilled on the inside, and it spins, and it's spinning all of these paddles and plastic paddles that scoop everything off the outside and remix it back together. You can even see that it's making sure that every last little bit of this beautiful cream is being reincorporated into itself, and it will guarantee a gorgeous, velvety smooth texture, the essence of a good gelato.
All right, so the gelato's ready to pour. We're going to turn it off, and we're going to spin it the other way.
So does this just like re-whip it, but just...
Re-whip it and it helps it pour out.
Oh, very cool. I didn't know that you spun it backwards either.
We have our frozen containers. And here we go.
Look at that. I don't go anywhere without a spoon, but I gotta ask permission. Can I get some of this as it's coming right out? I don't need Nona coming back here and slapping me on the back of the hand with her wooden spoon. Is this gonna be all right? Yeah. Okay, I'm taking a risk here. But open this up for me. Ready? That adds so much flavor. The hazelnut is like you just roasted it and just blitzed it. It's fantastic. That is so good.
This is all done. It's ready for the counter. Why don't we go try out some other flavors?
Yeah, you got me sold on that one for sure. All right. Your gelato counter is gorgeous, and the hazelnut coming right out of the machine, that was the smoothest gelato I think I have ever had in my entire life. That was so good.
Awesome. Well, my friend, you should try a bit more flavors.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down with that for sure.
What would you like to start off with?
Pistachio, for sure, sounds so good. This is just as smooth as when it came out of the machine.
Excellent.
Pistachio, incredible. It's actually not as vibrant as I thought. It's like perfect balance all the way through. So good.
Made with 100% Sicilian pistachios.
You can taste the 100% Sicilian in there.
So raspberry?
Look at that color. Look at that. Watch how smooth this is. Like butter, baby. Tart?
Good?
No, it's great. Right. It's really good. No seeds, perfectly smooth.
And with the lemon.
Like I said, you can't have a gelato counter without your classic lemon. No way. Oh, I want to do this slow. I need to savor this. You just might have to give me a little minute here.
No problem.
That, my friend, is fantastic.
Excellent.
This is the best gelato I think I've ever had in my life. I am so proud to be here right now. You at home need to come watch and come here to Valentino's. My name is Chef Dan. This is Paul right here on Hamilton Eats. So balance and harmony are two key ingredients to any successful restaurant. And here today, we're going to be at 61 Barton Street, where not only do they have that in spades, but they put it in their name. Come with me and we're going to check out the Butcher and Vegan. Back of the house with Chef Cody. Dude, thank you so much for inviting me into your space here. So, what are we making?
Today we're making a blood orange and pear mostarda wrap. So we're going to get right into it here. We got a couple of nice fresh Bosc pears here, as well as some beautiful rich blood oranges. You want to go right into the pan with that, and make sure you're getting all of that juice in there.
So you've peeled your oranges and you've pulled the pith off and all of the rind and stuff?
I have, yes. I've gotten rid of all of that bitter white stuff. And I'm going to start off with a little bit of olive oil here as well.
So you're stewing the pears in the blood orange juice.
I am,
so
yeah.
Like building all your flavors right in the pan.
And we're going to get to a little bit of Dijon mustard here as well. And so what you're looking for here is a nice balance between that tangy and the sweet. So your blood oranges are very sour. And that's what you're going to want to do, is just have a nice, easy balance.
So you can already see in the pan the caramelization based on all the sugar from the blood orange juice and the skin from the pears. It's starting to get a nice golden color to it.
And with that caramelization, you want to deglaze that off the bottom of the pan. So we just got a little bit of red wine here, and that's really going to help bring everything together. So then we also have a little bit of blue agave syrup here, and that's going to help cut a little bit of that bitterness from the red wine, which is going to cook off, as well as the blood oranges. So you want to get right in there with that. And again, with it being a higher sugar content, you want to make sure you're keeping it on a nice low simmer. Don't want it to burn at all. This is kind of what you're going to end up with here. So we have this
oh, look how rich that is.
Lovely cooked down chutney, and that's going to bring a lot of body and flavor to the wrap. So while that's going, we're going to get the bases of our wrap ready. So we just have a simple spinach tortilla here.
Nice simple toast.
Just get a little bit of olive oil on there, keep it from drying out. So we pull this guy off right here. So what you want to do is just pull this right over. What we like to use here is a little bit of heirloom carrots and some cucumbers, just shredded up nice and thin.
Right.
So almost like a slaw, basically.
Oh, that'll that wrap.
Exactly, exactly. Everything's all nice and raw and fresh and clean, so really nice flavors. And then we'll cut right to the other item in this wrap, and that is a slaw that has a lot of different purposes. It's radicchio, which typically has a little bit of a bitter flavor.
Right.
However, the white balsamic is just beautiful. It brings it right out, makes it nice.
And that goes right into the wrap?
That goes right into the wrap.
It's like a rainbow in a wrap.
It really is. It really is. That's what I love about the green, too. Once you crisp it nicely on the outside and bring it all together, it's just fantastic. So.
Now, a little tip for people at home, when you're grilling or roasting or toasting a wrap, just gentle. Gets too dry, it'll split on you and you won't be able to roll it. That's perfect.
Exactly. So you pop that back on the grill. You're going to want to seal that up as well. So a little bit of a toast on it there. And then so with it, we're going to do one of our popular sides here at the Butcher and the Vegan, which is our beef fries. There you go. You got a nice side of beef fries and our completed wrap here.
This is my favorite part. It smells so good, and this being a vegan dish, you guys don't just do this either, do
No,
you?
we this is just kind of one of the many facets of things we do here. Not only the vegan dishes, but being the butcher and the vegan, kind of having a split menu, so people who eat meat can eat with their friends who are vegan, and so on and so forth. So we're also really conscious of dietary restrictions, and be it paleo or gluten free. So
for sure.
What do you think?
That's good. That's really good. I can't believe how much life you have in that mostarda.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's a really bright flavor.
Because there's not that many ingredients, but they're the right ingredients, and that's really, really nice and so fresh. This is as crisp as you could ask for. With all of these incredible vegetables, the carrots are so sweet.
Yeah.
That with that little bit of a tangy mostarda, really,
Yeah, you
really,
get that with the early
very,
carrots.
very
It's,
nice.
Beautiful
This.
veg.
That is so good. No, I want to try one of these beet fries.
Yeah, the beef fries are a classic for us. It's one thing that people really come back for. It's kind of different. You wouldn't think to make beets into fries, but it works.
It really
citrusy
does
and
work.
Floral, so.
And that's a killer aioli. That kind of tastes a bit like a Caesar, like it has those tones to it.
Yes, yeah. Again, a lot of those bright, tangy flavors that really bring out that floral tone in the beef fries as well. So the Dijon and tarragon.
That is just so good.
You
Chef,
need an extra napkin.
thank you.
Thanks for
very,
having us.
very much. This is really great. You got to get yourself out here to the Butcher and Vegan. My name is Chef Dan, and this is Hamilton Eats. Good quality coffee is something that I am amazingly passionate about. And today we're going to go in and talk to Rachel Hoffing at the corner of East 23rd and Concession Street at Relay Coffee Roasters about a decadent treat that you have to try. So we are behind the counter here at Relay Coffee Roasters. Rachel, thank you for having me back here. I have never been behind a coffee counter before. This is crazy.
You are very welcome to be back here.
Well, thank you. So what are you going to make for me today?
We are going to make something that is actually new on our menu here at Relay, and it's called an affogato.
An avocado?
No. An affogato with a G, A-F-F-O-G-A-T-O.
Okay, excellent.
Yes,
so
it's
what's
sort
an
of an
avocado?
Italian dessert. Affogato literally means drowned in Italian, so we're going to take vanilla ice cream and drown it in the best tasting espresso.
Oh my goodness. One more time, you're going to do what?
We are going to drown the vanilla ice cream in some delicious
Oh, it's so good.
espresso.
All right, I'm ready. I'm
Okay,
ready. Show me what
awesome.
you got.
We are going to start with making a shot of espresso. We're going to make a double shot of espresso. So, in order to do that, I've got coffee beans here that have just been roasted recently at Relay Coffee Roasters. And that's our espresso blend, which is a dark roast mixed with a little bit of light to sweeten it up. So what I'm going to do is put in 18 grams of freshly ground espresso, tamp it down.
You put a lot of weight on that when you press that. What's the purpose of that?
The purpose of that is that what you want to have is a tightly packed puck of espresso here. When you're pushing, you're putting about 30 pounds of pressure into this.
Okay.
You want it dense so that the water goes through it at the correct speed to extract the best
Love
taste. So now I'm going to flush that out, put the espresso in. We're going to make 2 shots. And if you give it a minute, then you have this beautiful espresso.
Did you
coming
just
out.
set a timer?
I set a timer. Helps me pay attention, but really you can tell when the shot is done by looking at it.
Okay.
But if I'm helping other guests, then I want to know how long it's kind of been
This
running
is quite
through.
the science that you have going on here. I like
Coffee is a science, yep.
it. Look at that. I can watch it almost layer
So you
itself.
see it, yep. And then as the color gets lighter here, we're going to stop the shot
Okay.
and let it go through. So we have 2 perfect single shots of espresso right here. And then we have this beautiful ice cream. What's really neat about this treat is it's actually going to be a vegan treat. We have a lot of people who come in for our vegan baked goods. You can make this with vanilla ice cream that's dairy. You can make it with vanilla ice cream from Rudy's, which is actually a vegan ice cream.
So you're making, this is
So
a
this
vegan
is
ice cream
a
from
vegan
Rudy's.
ice cream. So she makes it with coconut milk and natural sweeteners. So we do this, and then pour this gorgeous espresso on top of it.
Now you have all sorts of other things here with, from the local community. I mean, you use biscotti from Hottie Biscotti.
Yep, correct.
You use,
In fact, that's a good
cake and
point,
loaf.
Dan. Let's throw one of these little biscottis on and just make it pretty.
You're putting a cookie on there for me
We're
now
gonna
too?
put a cookie on
Seriously?
there. Yeah.
Wow.
There you are. So you can dip that in there, so you can kind of get that coffee biscotti taste. You're going to get the creaminess, dairy and non-dairy, and espresso mixed beautifully
All right,
together.
I'm not
Yeah.
waiting. I'm not waiting at all. So I've got a double shot of espresso. Beautiful, so coconut ice cream.
Coconut cream ice cream, yep. It's delicious, right?
I don't think I'm ever going to be able to have coffee or ice cream the same way again. This is really good. I love the fact that when you put the espresso on the ice cream, everything is just this cool sort of sweet and bitter balance. Because, I mean, I like espresso because I like how powerful it is. But this is dessert and breakfast
This is
and
kind of
everything
like-
all in one glass.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a summer version of our flat white, which is a milk and espresso beverage that's hot, which is just the right balance between that sort of strong coffee flavor and the sweetness that milk provides.
This is so cool because with the ice cream and the espresso, it's just layered it just perfectly where the definition is incredible. You can see it's just sort of melding together. And when you get in there, oh, look at that. Everything about this is just unreal. And this is something that you have new on your menu now.
We have new on our menu. We're going to be offering it all summer, and I suspect it's going to go over very well.
I can tell you right now that this isn't going to be just a summer thing for me. This is going to be probably an everyday kind of thing for me. So I'm going to have to start hitting the gym on a much more regular basis.
I think so.
So thank you for that, because that's what I'm going to have to do. This is unbelievable. That Avocado here at Relay Coffee Roasters on Concession Street. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. Thank you so much. I'm not
You're
going to
so
stop
welcome.
with this. I'm not stopping.
Thank you for coming in.
So whether it's a beautiful sunny afternoon or a cold drizzly morning, there is no bad time to have some gorgeous fresh baked goods or a cup of tea. Now we're here at 47 King Street East in Old Stony Creek, and we're gonna go in and we're gonna talk to Kaz, who's gonna show us some great stuff right here at Parkermann's Tea. I have been graciously invited to tea time, and I am very excited to give you something that has got some serious legs here in Stony Creek. Kaz, thank you for inviting me in. What are you making for us today?
Well, welcome to Parkermann's Den. Thanks for coming. Today we are making our lime and coconut scones. It's a very popular item here at Parkermann's, and I guess we can go right ahead.
And you make this in-house?
Yes, we make this in-house.
Everything made here. Fantastic.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay. So to start, we use 2 cups of flour.
Is this all-purpose flour? Is it baking flour?
All-purpose stone milled flour.
Fantastic. So very easily accessible to anyone.
Exactly. Okay, 2 cups of that. And we're going to use just a 1/4 cup of white sugar. All right. And we have here, this is some baking powder. So we're just going to use 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And then we are going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And this is nice chilled butter. I've just taken this out of the fridge, so it was cubed and refrigerated. And it's very important to use cold butter. It helps with the cooking process. And I'm going to knead this in now until it looks like a little bit a little bit granular and a little bit chunky. And this is very important to mix these in here, because if you don't, then the butter will leak out of the scone as it's baking, and then you won't get these nice pockets.
And that's why you're using cold butter, because when you use cold butter, it's very similar to making a pie crust in that you need some granular texture to it, otherwise it will just fall apart in the oven.
Exactly. We're going to add a half cup of shredded sweetened coconut.
Excellent. Now, could you toast this coconut if you wanted to?
Oh, sure you could. Yeah, it'd be delicious. It's just your preference. And now we're going to use the zest from just half of a lime.
So just the rind on the outside, grated in fresh. Now, you haven't done this ahead, so you get all of that oils, all of the freshness, all of the sort of the tart bitterness that you're going to get from the lime zest gets thrown in right fresh, right in the end.
I am going to just slice this lime now. Okay, and I have here a cup of buttermilk, and I'm just going to squeeze in the juice from this half lime here. So I'm just going to make a little bit of well here, make a little pocket, and we're going to pour our buttermilk in.
So you're going to just do a little bit of a little bit at a time?
That's right.
So how do you know how much you need to put in there?
Well, the texture is basically scony once you're done.
So the technical term is scony when it comes to texture.
At Parkerman's, that's what we use, yes.
Okay.
So one of the requirements of being a staff member here at Parkerman's is understanding the term scony. And this comes from experience and learning to work with the dough. So it's a little bit, you don't want it too wet, you don't want it too dry, you don't want to overmix this. Now you could use cream in this as well. We use buttermilk because it reacts with the baking soda a little bit to help with the rise, and that nice little tart flavor of buttermilk instead of cream is quite nice. We're ready to lay out our scone, so I'm just going to make a nice little round ball here of dough. We're going to do triangle scones here, and so I'm just going to make 6 out of this batch. So we're going to try to make them as even as we possibly can. And now we are basically ready to bake.
Oh, and you're putting this on like a clay base as well.
Yes, yes. This is a nice crock clay piece of cookware here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of coconut on the top for presentation. So they're now ready to pop in the toaster oven.
Fantastic.
Okay.
The aroma in here is incredible, and you can't eat a scone unless it's coming out fresh out of the oven. So I'm going to get right into this bad boy right here. And you serve this with a very rich sort of Devonshire cream. We're going to put some of that on here. I mean, still warm and toasty. And some jam as well. And this is heaven for me right now. I can't wait any longer. Everything about this is exactly what you expect in a scone. This is scony to the max. I'm telling you right now. The texture of the coconut is incredible. It is rich and buttery and almost like creamy, but you still get that perfect sort of traditional dry texture on the outside. So it just, everything comes together. And if you don't eat this with Devonshire, something rich and delicious, you're missing out.
Beautiful, and what better to pair with a nice lime coconut scone than a nice cup of tea. Today we have here one of our 100+ varieties of tea at Parkerman's. This is called Pink Lemonade. It's a beautiful blend of white tea, Pau Moutan, with lemon and lime pieces and a little bit of mango in there. And I mean, it just pairs so well. You've got a little bit of lime in your tea, lime in the scone.
So good.
Enjoy.
Well, Kaz, I am so excited, and thank you so much for everything. We're here at Parkerman's Tea in Stony Creek. You can't miss out on tea and scones. My name is Dan Megna. This is Hamilton Eats. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dan.